All right, everyone. Thanks for joining in on the live Q&A we have here. We have Alex from NextPack. He was able to join us today and discuss a little bit more in detail about
Hey guys.
the case. And again, we'll introduce ourselves. We'll start with some introductions. We'll start out first with Alex and NextPack. Go ahead, Alex.
Right, guys. Yeah, here's Alex from NextPack. I'm one of the 3 German founders of the team, and let's say the most technical guy. So pretty much me plus a bunch of engineers behind the for building this amazing modular smartphone case, but also modular battery pack and all the future devices which are coming right now on the market. I will give you in a moment a short presentation about NextPack, so just for the people a good understanding yet. To make this, I will share the screen with you, which is in the moment the entire screen. Can you see the presentation?
Yep, we can see it. We can see it.
So I guess you can see the presentation. Okay, I'll just jump quickly through a few slides which might be interesting or important for you. So our goal at NextPack is to make hardware easy, because every one of you know there are challenges, many issues, many things you have to face, many risks, but our goal is to make it as easy as possible to develop and to distribute any kind of hardware to make your life better, easier, and faster. The biggest problem is that there are more and more incompatible gadgets to carry around. So you have, if you want to have 10 different functions, this means I have 10 different devices which I need to carry, I need to buy them, I need to charge, maybe I need 10 different apps, or I don't have any app, I cannot combine the data, and there are many other issues. Plus, of course, there's also a big problem with delivering the product. I need an entire supply chain which is always working, I need manufacturing, I need distribution, the consumer, and also. So what we are doing is we are solving this problem entirely for our consumers and of course also for our developers. And the next best solution is basically to create a standard for modular hardware devices, which can be plugged into a phone case, into a battery pack, into a wearable device, a home automation dashboard, or anything else. So this means each of these small modules is containing just 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 functions. You plug them in, you combine them, and you get exactly the custom product or the custom functions you need. So this means we standardize the hardware, we standardize, or let's say make the manufacturing and distribution easy accessible for you. Tooling costs are if you use one of our existing mechanic, or it's very low because most modules follow pretty much the same type. We are creating a hardware app store where you as a developer are able actually to deploy your finished module. And of course, you make also the development possible, as the modules contain just a single function, and everything else is actually outsourced into the gateway or even into the phone or whatever you're using. The cool thing is that we create an app store for hardware. So you've seen several years ago that you had a feature phone which could make phone calls and write a message, nothing else. Then basically Apple built the first smart apps by themselves, and finally they opened this app store to 1 million of developers which are developing all the great software apps which you know right now. So all the big apps like Angry Bird, Evernote, and so on are not coming from Apple or Google, they're coming from you. So from many developers out there which build this great app. We do right now the same for hardware. So this means we allow you now not just to build software apps, but actually a combination of hardware, software, and cloud apps which can be plugged into your phone. We are right now with Fantom Dynamics, for example, at a level where 50 to 100 next modules are getting developed. And of course, soon we will open this platform to everyone so that you can develop and access more than thousands of different modules. Why we are starting to use the phone is of course obvious, because everyone has a phone, maybe even 2, and the phone market is growing very big. But of course, the phone is not the only device we are focusing on. See on this slide, the same module and the same app and cloud can be plugged in or used with a smartphone case, with a battery pack, with a home automation dashboard, industrial node, wearable node, or even car. So this means also the Fantom module, which you will get explained within the next few minutes, you cannot only use at the phone, but you could also plug it in to have it as intercom at your home, or even in some kind of device inside your car to communicate with anyone you want. Of course, we had a Kickstarter campaign which gave us a very good kickstart. Plus, also nearly 7 million viewers of our video, a lot of likes, a lot of newsletters. This means it allowed us to grow the community very strong. Plus, of course, what was great is that we got thousands of people which told us, hey, we love the concept, but we would like to use it for this phone. We would love to have this modules and that modules. Next level is now Fantom Dynamics, that basically they are one of the first ones which are now the next generation of developers which are developing the modules right now for all of you. Guys, okay, I gave you just now the quick introduction about, let's say, the basics of Nextpack. I hope you had a good understanding. As I said, right now, let's jump to Fantom Dynamics, a little bit about their product and how it's working.
Sure. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
So, you want to start off?
Okay.
You want me to start off?
Absolutely. So my name is Hermes. I'm one of the co-founders of Fantom Dynamics, along with my brother Robert. We're both started the company, and with the DXBm, just like Alex explained how the NextPack system works, how simple and how advanced it really is. It gave us a way to leverage and partner up with them very well, because allows us to really concentrate on the RF components of the DXBm, and let the professionals like NextPack really concentrate on what they're doing as far as the casing and all those other aspects of the NextPack itself. And it actually leaves us where we can actually give our product to a lot more users and a lot more smartphone devices, versus what our original, a lot of you who might be following us for a while now, with our original DXBA, where it was more for just specific devices. And now we have a bigger window and we have a lot more devices that we can work with, thanks to working with NextPack. But also allows us to drop the product to a much less expensive device, but also a very small footprint versus what we used to have before. So we're really excited about being able to have this great partnership with NextPack and be able to bring this the DXBm to a lot more users, and a lot more of our ideas that we had before weren't really, I guess, ready for the times.
Right.
But now we can do a lot of the things that we wanted to do with the help of NextPack's module system.
The big thing is also how quickly we can develop it. But before, a lot of some of you are familiar with hardware development, but it's not the easiest thing in the world, and it's very expensive as well. So it's really hard for a startup company to sort of come out with with hardware, just any type of hardware invention or anything, without some successful partnerships, as well as timing is everything. And to speed up time, you need money, and it becomes very complicated, and so we're really excited to have, as opposed to really sort of focusing on just the whole, the casing and a lot of the integral parts of the whole part of the the former DXB. We're more concentrated on the module part of it, and we're allowing NextPack, and we're just going back and forth with the partnership and the technology between the two. And now we can really focus on the core functionality of what the business was originally started for, which is walkie-talkies and interoperability, and just that general idea. And it also helps us, because of the quickness, is to develop even more modules. So we're already sort of in our heads, we have like 6 and 7 ideas of what we're going to do, and it's great because it was impossible to sort of come up with those ideas so quickly. I mean, you could say 1 idea for each year, so 7 ideas take 7 years, let's say. So that's not the case anymore. We can actually develop these modules fairly quickly, and and that's basically really the beauty behind the whole partnership. And so we're really excited. We're really excited.
So like many of you already who are following us on Facebook and all different types of social media and our website, and have been following us from far back from 2012. The product, as you remember, is still a module. Or now it's a two-way radio. We would like to turn your smartphone into a two-way radio. So what that does is eliminates the need to carry 2 different devices nowadays. So instead of carrying a two-way radio and a smartphone, you can combine both products into one device, which is a great experience to have nowadays, and not needing to carry so many bulky things with you all the time. With that said, we really are focusing on a lot of different things when we first started with the DXBm. Originally, it was a project that we started based on interoperability. We are located in New Jersey, just 15 minutes away from New York City. So a lot of the things that have happened in our area has really encouraged about interoperability, starting from 9/11 and just most recently Hurricane Sandy that knocked our infrastructure for a few days, and in certain areas actually a few weeks. Um, so our idea has always been about interoperability, being able to intercommunicate with multiple different systems, and also being able to communicate off the grid. So the DXBM has always been a project based on that, and that's been always been the backbone. It's always also been a project where we're not trying to reinvent the wheel or reinvent the way the technology works, but to really give it a kick and bring it into the new age. We have smartphone devices that can give us data much faster than, let's say, someone who's working in the public safety industry, it's kind of worrisome. So we definitely want to be able to make that transition and give them power to those that really need to have those types of devices in one. Um, Allowing us to be able to make the modules as small as it is now with the next pack system really now lets us leverage a little bit more, bring the sizes down a little bit more and the cost. Just as an example, if you remember, this is what the original DXB looked like, and now based on some of the modules that we're working on, this is what it's going to look like. So it's a complete massive difference as far as what it's going to start, what it started as, and what it's going to look going forward. Working with the next pack team. Um, we have a couple of different modules that we're going to be working on. Our original plan of the VHF UHF system is still in play. That's going to be our core system there. But we're also going to be working on something we call off the grid. The off the grid system is going to allow you to communicate without any Wi-Fi or cellular network and kind of pretty much make your own infrastructure, your own cell phone type of service where in case you do have infrastructure problems or a mass disaster that you can still communicate with friends and family without the need of any kind of cell phone or Wi-Fi connection, which is really, really exciting for us.
Yeah, especially the mesh technology has been sort of it's been hard to do. It's definitely possible. It's a lot harder to do with the existing hardware. We've seen a lot of projects that we sort of take our hats off, and they're being great projects. It's just a lot of the biggest problem was that they were trying to sort of make the mesh system work with your existing smartphone, and we all know that that's impossible. With we have Apple, we have we have Google phones, Android, all these different manufacturers that allow you to Android allows you to sort of do what you want with the OS, and Apple doesn't let you. So it makes it a little harder to really, again, go back to the core of what we were trying to do, which is interoperability. So again, if you start thinking about making that into a modular form, making a case, the next pack case, attaching it to your phone, adding a different value to it, now adding these modules onto it. Now it starts becoming more of a possibility between meshing. Meshing now becomes a little bit easier to do, a little bit more affordable, and it's not sort of you have to go in and jailbreak your iPhone in order for it to, for you to do that. So we don't have to worry about all that stuff. So it's really great, and the next pack case is amazing. The amount of stuff that they could do, and we're only scratching the surface of what we want to do. We just just bringing our ideas into the next pack case, and it's been great. And we are super excited to really bring all these different features. The mesh is, the analog. It's just great. Like, our head is just blown away by so much is possible now. We don't have to worry about any type of interoperability issues and having to figure out how to work things with Apple and how to work things with Android, how to work things with with any manufacturer. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff anymore. And so it really does open up. And again, it helps us bring our original idea to the customer. The idea was to be interoperable across the board, not to have one user have this technology and the other user to have the technology. And I think NextPack has definitely helped us achieve that with our modules in their case. So,
absolutely. Not just that, just also the community that NextPack is working on. So we're able to not only give you our module, but there are also many other developers on the network as well. So you can combine not only our communication modules, but you can also combine another developer's module as well. Like there's some breathalyzer units. There's test strips for diabetes and so forth. So there's a lot of different things depending on what market you're in, especially for a public safety officer. Something like this would be amazing. You can have your two-way radio along with some basic medical equipment attached to it as well. And there you go. Your smartphone now not only does your two-way back to your HQ, but you also be able to do test trips right from it. So what you can do is just really, really amazing. And it's really exciting for us as well from this aspect, because again, we can really concentrate on the RF, which we're specialized in, and leverage off the great system that NextPack has already worked on very hard for the last few years or so. So we're really excited. So today we really just want to answer some of the questions that we've been getting from everyone. We have the privilege of having Alex on board today, so he can answer a lot of the questions from the NextPack side as well, to get you more comfortable with it and understand a little bit more if you don't know about it already, if you've been living underneath a rock or something. But if he's going to explain some of that, and we'll also be able to answer some of the questions that we've gotten from a lot of our supporters online, on Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. And then we also have someone manning our computers. So if you have any questions now, if you would like to answer, you can go ahead and put them on the Google Plus or right up here on the Google Live.
We got a nice little big screen to see them. So
if you see us viewing off, it's because we're looking at the screen.
So don't think we're ignoring you.
So we have Robert here has some of the questions.
Yes, these are the different questions we've gotten throughout the couple months that we've been sort of coming in and doing all this. So I'm just gonna do them in order. Alex, I'm gonna shoot some off from NextPacks first. Just gonna tell you ahead of time. Get ready for them. Alrighty. Alrighty. So, okay. So, question. So we got one question here. It says, is NextPack going to release more cases for upcoming phones, such as the newly released Nexus 5X or the Nexus 6P?
Okay, this question can be answered very easily. So the technology which we developed is working for any Android phone and any iOS phone. So this means on the electronic and firmware which is inside, it's totally the same. Also, the app is, let's say, cross-platform, so it's running on any of these operating systems. The only thing, of course, which is slightly different is the size of the phone itself. This means the only thing we need actually to stretch, depending if the phone is slightly bigger or slightly smaller, is the case, which means we need to design a little bit, and we need to open a new tooling. So this is actually the only limitation. So here we are doing in the moment, of course, the iPhone and the Samsung, because let's say these are the biggest ones. All the other ones, if the demand is big enough and the people are willing to buy it, then as I said, we can basically adjust the case within just something like 2 to 3 weeks, and then go to manufacturers, means 4 to 6 weeks later. So this means more and more cases for the phone to be out there. And of course, for everyone who prefers not to use a case but prefers a standalone device, basically the battery pack is giving you exactly the same functionalities, just now in the form of a battery pack. Okay, so this means this is happening definitely. And as I said, after we deployed the first smartphone cases, we have already a whole pipeline of next phones where so basically our customer voted, hey, this is the next interesting phone, this is the next interesting phone, and you would like to get this one.
Perfect. Great. And it's great that you actually had the backpack, because that's the next question here. Was we actually had this question just last week when we were doing an interview. We had the privilege of actually talking to Michael, who I believe is watching right now. So how you doing, Michael? I'm Rob. Okay. Talking on the phone. But all right. So Michael asked, he wants to be able to, can I charge the backpack while I'm using it? And if so, how do I do that? Do I need a module? So he basically wants to know if he's using the backpack, in conjunction, attached to his phone, can he also be charging it at the same time?
Of course. So basically, you will see that you have two connectors. So it's working the same way like a normal battery pack. So the one is basically where you can add power in. So I can plug in now a normal USB cable from charger or from my PC or whatever, just plug it in to start charging it, and this will automatically charge the built-in battery which is inside. It will charge automatically the battery module which I can still plug in, and of course at any point of time I can take out power of this device by using the other USB port. So I could charge in the device and at the same time also power my phone, or of course also power even my whole case. So this means I can change them as much as I want.
Perfect. Okay, good. We have a next one here. Let's see. Okay. And the next question is, can all the modules on the case communicate with each other at the same time?
So there are two buses which are running inside the case or inside the battery pack, which is on the one side USB and which is on the other side SPI. So technically they're both buses which are, of course, would collide if they would really talk at the same time. But as you know, I can plug in two mouses and keyboard and whatever, and they're just switching very fast which one is communicating.
Perfect.
So yeah, they could communicate at the same time, but as I said, technically, as I said, they just get a time slot where they communicate, and the next one is getting a time slot, then the next one. Similar like your computer is multi-threading with a single core, just by switching very fast between multiple tasks.
Perfect. Cool. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Alrighty. Someone asked, do I need multiple apps to control different modules on the next pack?
No. So we have a NextPack app, which is which you probably have seen already on our website or on our video, which is giving you a dashboard where you're able to access any function you actually have plugged in. It will directly appear on the app, and from there you can access it. So this means you have everything from one centralized dashboard. But of course, there are certain functions which you can also access from outside our app. So this means to access, for example, the memory, or to receive a phone call over now a walkie-talkie module, you even don't have to be inside the app. So certain functions are just offered to the system itself, and you can access it from anywhere you are.
Great. Okay.
So you don't need to install multiple apps. You're thing for one.
Just one app. Perfect. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh. Somebody asked, can I send data from one module to another specific module on the case? For instance, sending data coming in from one module into an SD card.
Can you repeat the question?
Can I send data from one of the modules to another specific module on the case?
So this means you can send, if a module can send data to another module, yes? Basically, yes. So on the one side, we are able to communicate module to module. We are also able to communicate module to phone. And actually, you can also communicate on a global level from module to module, as we're using a special protocol send data from this to another module, which is maybe in a different country. So this means we are prepared for all levels. Some of them already implemented, some other will implement step by step. But basically, you will be able to network and connect any module worldwide with any other module.
Perfect. Okay. Alrighty, and we have somebody asked too. They said, "Is the NextPack case shockproof to protect my phone and the case from damage?"
Your phone, but of course it depends a lot how you're dealing with it. So this means we had a long conversation. Are we making it like a tank, as bulletproof, as shockproof as possible? Are we trying to make it slim and sexy? To find the right balance to still attract people, but also protect it as good as possible. So we agreed in the moment on a certain thickness of the case, of the material, and so on. So we are trying to protect it as strong as possible, but it's not a tank. So this means don't try to drive the Jeep, buff it or whatever. So it's not prepared for such cases.
Okay, perfect.
So no driving over it with the car.
So you can't drive over it is what you're saying. I can't drive over it. It's all right.
Yeah, who would do that?
Version like much more thicker, and other people might complain.
It's funny because I see those drop tests that they do for the new Nexus 6P, and they're like they're running a hammer through it. Like, I'm not too sure if that would be a day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how that would work. Let's see. So okay, so I got another one here. I have this is a person here that said, if I didn't reserve my NextPack case on Kickstarter, if I reserve it now, will I still get it a little shortly after Kickstarter backers, or do I get it way after?
Also at the same time, like our Kickstarter backers, because they've been, of course, the first one which pledged the money, so they of course will get the benefit of receiving the first batch, but probably you will receive it, let's say, within 1 to 2 months later. So basically the second batch, which production line, you can receive it.
Okay. Well, we had an interesting question here. I guess it'd be for it's actually a good that's actually a good observation and a good idea. We had a hiker and he came in. He said, "I'm a hiker and would be great to buy some type of module pack containing a survival tool. Have you considered creating themed packages for, let's say, a hiker like myself, which would include the DXBm and also other hiking tools that I could use?"
Basically, when we started in XPIC, we had many discussions about use cases, about starter kits and so on, and we have seen that, of course, the whole XPIC universe is perfect to create, let's say, starter package for consumer, for businessman, for traveler, for hiker, for diver, for business use, for maintain starter kits, even for military security and so on, which would be useful. But of course, it makes more sense once we have more modules on the platform. So in the moment, as there will be one starter kit, which is very general, just let's say for you can modify and customize and add more modules by yourself. But later on, we will of course add more, let's say, customized starter kits, which are targeting certain use cases and certain user types.
Great. Yeah, that's a great idea. We've gotten that question before. A lot of people, specifically for for hospitals, they need like a walkie-talkie within the hospital, but it'd be great if they can check people's blood levels and alcohol levels. It was actually a good idea, pretty good idea. So, all right, and we have a question here. It says, "Will NextPack be available at retail stores, or only can I only buy it online?"
No, so you can of course buy it on .com and you will click on the shop and you can already place an order. But of course, we will be in normal distributors and retail stores all over the world. So in the moment, we have already several distributors selected, especially let's say in Europe, in America, in Australia, and also in the Arabic countries, because we have there already good connections. But of course, we also look for the next distributors and retailers in all the other countries in the world. So the people can just walk into a store, can see the at the wall or at the shelf, can try it directly out, plug in different modules, and then make the choice to buy it or not.
Perfect.
So look for the NextPack and hopefully the DXBm at a retail store near you.
That's right. This is actually funny because we've been getting a lot of, in order to sort of lead into our next batch of questions for the module. One of the questions we get a lot of, Alex, and I guess we can kind of help us out how it's going to work, is that a lot of people we have a lot of 2A radio dealers that are interested in sort of purchasing the module, obviously with the case together, and they're just wondering. Yes. We sort of want to be able to give them everything, so we want to make sure obviously with NextPack with the distribution goes. And a lot of the questions are, can I be a dealer for NextPack and as well as the modules?
Of course. So from our perspective, it's clear that especially at the beginning where no one has a case, it makes sense that the case and the modules are available in the same store. So this means here, as I already mentioned, we assigned, let's say, some country or region manager. Of course, there are lower level then of local distributors, even single stores, which can purchase either directly from this, let's say, regional manager. Stores. This means here, if you're interested to be a distributor or a retailer for NextPack, just contact us, and as I said, we'll make sure that you're on our list and that you will be communicated with once we are starting first 1, 2, 3 batches. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, and then you guys can let us know as well. We work very close with NextPack, so we can make that happen for sure. I mean, we'll direct you. Right. We'll do what we have to do.
Of course.
Alrighty, so we have some questions now for us. A lot of module questions. So we'll start with number 1. Ready for you? Okay. So what can the DXBm communicate? Oh, what can the DXBm communicate with standard radios? Can the DXBm communicate with standard radios?
Yes, absolutely. She's still a regular RF radio, so she'll still have VHF and UHF capabilities. So you will be able to communicate with other legacy devices, like any other 2A radios that you can pick up from, let's say, from a local retailer or from a radio dealer. So that stays pretty much the same.
Good. Alrighty. What's the difference between your off-the-grid units and your analog radios, VHF radios?
So that's actually a really cool question. So the main difference between the two is the VHF or the UHF radios, the RF units, will be considered just a regular standard two-way walkie-talkie. Anything that you use in your businesses, or if you use, if you're a hiker or a family who's using those RFS radios. So that's what our analog or digital units would be. So it would just be able to be a traditional two-way radio walkie-talkie type of device. Our off-the-grid communication system is a little different. That's one of the projects that we've been working on that allows you to communicate off the grid completely. So you will not be using any kind of cellular or Wi-Fi connection, and it's more of a peer-to-peer type of communication device. So it allows you to communicate with anybody in the area that has another DXBm with an X-Pack, and you'll be able to talk to them just like you were from a cell phone or text them, but without the need to be connected to any kind of cellular or Wi-Fi connection. So this it's a really good device, a really good system to have when you have an infrastructure that crashes, or if you just want to be off the grid. You might be just either at a concert or something like that, where you just not getting good coverage, or you just want to be able to communicate with your friends and nothing else. That's what the off the grid system allows you to do, just more that one-to-one type of communication, without needing to be going through your telecom provider or connecting to like an open Wi-Fi or something like that. So it's more of a off the grid, personal one-to-one peer-to-peer type of system. And our goal, the way we envision it, is having the system grow within your community. So the more people have the next pack with our DXBm, the bigger the network gets. It allows you to expand the network. So at first you might be able to communicate with a few people, but in a few months you might be able to communicate with hundreds or thousands of people throughout the network. So that's what the goal for the off the grid. So that's that's a very exciting project for us. That's something that we've been discussing for many years now. So we just see the need for it. It's definitely, we from being from this area noticed that for when we just got hit with the hurricane a couple years ago, where we had no infrastructure for about a week and a half or so. So that's kind of scary when you're used to being connected to the world all the time. So this system will definitely allow us to do that.
Right, and again, the whole point of that system is sort of to embrace the crowdsourcing, for lack of a better word. It's definitely to sort of kind of get the community to create their own ways of communication. It's not just relying on towers. It's not relying on Wi-Fi, things like that. So it's more of like a crowdsourced community, which is no different from how a lot of users use two-way radios now with repeaters and things like that. This is more of a situation in a case without needing a license. That's probably the main thing would be because it's using sub-gigahertz digital. So yes, that's really the whole idea, is to make it crowdsourced and make the community, obviously, like Irma said, it's going to start out with one or two. You might be able to talk to somebody you don't even know where they are, but they're going to be in a 15-kilometer radius of you. But the whole point is really to build on that community, so it becomes so dense that possibly even a whole city can communicate with themselves without even any cellular or any towers like that. So
absolutely,
that's really the idea.
Yeah.
It's really the idea.
And another way of doing it would be also combining the DXBm with a wall pack, the next wall pack, or the bat pack, and be able to create those little nodes in your house as well. So it expands the network, the off the grid network, even further. So even if you're not in the area where someone might be with the next pack or with one of our DXBMs, but if there's someone in the area that has the whole entire next pack infrastructure along with our DXBM, now you're able to expand that network a lot bigger.
Next question. So we have
and I can also add from my side, the beauty about Nextpack and also about Fantom is that you don't have to choose either this communication network or another one. You can just combine. So basically you have already GSM on the phone, you have already Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on your phone. Just plug in now a new module, which is basically the walkie-talkie module. There is another company which is working on a satellite module, which is a similar size like the walkie-talkie module, so you can plug it in and can receive now phone calls in a desert, on a ship, on a mountain. Of course, for many people, they would not buy the satellite module, but imagine our network where people are communicating over walkie-talkie, GSM and Wi-Fi in normal use cases. Then there's down, and there's still able to talkie. There's one person inside this mesh network, which is, for example, a satellite module or has some connection to another network. Then you could just bridge these two networks together and turn it into a global communication, which is actually a very, very interesting thing.
Absolutely.
Right. So yeah, exactly.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty.
That's definitely the whole reason why NextPack is quite amazing when it comes to that, because you know, this is stuff that you would have to buy like 8 to 10 devices at like $10,000, you know, and it's not the case anymore. And so it is truly making that possible, and so it's really exciting. It's actually pretty cool to see. So, and it's great to be a part of it. So yeah, so we'll move on. Let's say we got what frequency ranges are available, VHF or UHF. Yeah.
Yep. So it will be available in VHF. It's if I remember, I don't have anything in front of me. It's 136 to 174 is one of our modules, and the other one's 400 to 502. And those are the two frequencies, and obviously our off the grid system, which is an ISM band, working on 900 and 830 is the two frequencies on those units.
Yeah. Okay. So next question is, can the DXBm send text messages?
Yes. So it will be able to send text information as well using the ISM band. So you'll be able to use it again like an off the grid, completely off the grid system. So you're able to communicate back and forth, you know, using just normal text, small characters. Now you're not at first off the unit
It's
can
100 bytes, because the analog could do it too.
Right.
The analog could do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think it's 100 bytes, and I think the sub gig is a little bit more. You know, like 230 gigabytes of throughput. So okay. Let's see. So this is interesting. This is a question, I guess, for both Alex and us as well. Somebody asked, when do you expect to start taking orders, and when do you expect to start shipping product?
Okay, then probably here the main question is first going to NextPack regarding our device. So in the moment, the tooling is already in progress. So this means here we expect within middle of December to have the T0 samples, which are already coming out of the machine with the final electronic, with everything else. Here we will have a few hundred samples which we will testing to these people, but of course they are not yet certified with C, FCC, MFI, and all the other details. We did all the tests already on all of them, so we know we will pass it, but of course we can only make the official certification, the final material, the final tooling, and so on. So here basically we expect after the tooling, so within January, February, to really run through PV, so pilot production, everything else. So there will be already samples available to people, but we just small volume. So basically the bigger shipment will then happen within March, April, May, where we expect them to deliver not only to all Kickstarter backers, but also to the first distributors. So this means if you're interested, then make sure you go on our shop and place a pre-order, one of the first batches. And if you are any distributor, retailer, also make sure to contact us so that we already start talking and make sure that you are also one of the first distributors which are receiving the first samples, whatever you are.
Perfect. Yeah,
so if you haven't done so, pre-order your NextPack.
Yeah, so you got to pre-order it. And as far as our module, we're basically looking at around the same time NextPack is. Of course, I think it's probably a month after they release.
Mm-hmm.
But this is definitely something that's what we're shooting for, and that's for the that's gonna be for analog, or for I think probably for
both.
Yeah,
We'll have the analog and digital. We're currently working on both right now, and we're working with UL, based out of New York City, out of Long Island in that area, who's going to be helping us get all of our ducks in a row as far as our certifications, making sure that it's all ready to go. So when we're ready to go, so they've been doing a little bit of a testing for us.
So yeah, okay, so all right, so then we have next question. This is a good question everyone's been asking. What modes do your radio module support? I believe we have Vincent on that's watching now. He has a similar idea. Similar question is, I guess, do we support DMR, D-Star, FM, AM, Fusion, and P25?
Mm-hmm. So right off the bat, when we first release, it will have analog and digital. So the digital will be DMR and D-Star. Followed by P25. P25 is a little bit more complicated system. So we're currently working on that, and our developers are working hard at all the infrastructure stacks that we need to work on that. But hopefully not shortly after our initial release, we should be seeing some of the P25 units falling right behind.
Good. We also have, I believe it's Mercy. She's asking, here. Do we plan on creating a citizens band radio module? Any modules that would be designed with the truck driver in mind?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. We are not currently working on any CB band, but it's not to say that we will not be touching that area. So that's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
definitely
that's actually really good.
we'll definitely put that on some of our lists.
Again, and the great thing about this whole situation is that um, we can develop them just that quickly. So it's pretty neat. Okay. Then we have let's see. Let's go. Let me go into one of these questions here. Okay. What is the power output on analog and DMR? So analog, I believe we have 2 watt and 1 watt switchable, and we also have for DMR that's going to be 1 watt. Right.
Correct.
Am I correct on that? Okay.
Yeah. We're working on some other power outputs now, but due to the site restraint, we have to be real careful with the emissions. So right now we're probably staying within the 1 or 2 watt, but we're working on some other ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Do I need a license to operate the DXBm?
Yes, well, it depends. It depends on what frequencies that you're working on. So if you're using the off the grid or sub gigahertz band, no, you wouldn't, because those are all license free frequencies, so you wouldn't need a license to do that. If you're operating within a VHF or UHF frequency, if you're, let's say, like a ham operator and you have your license, then you're fine. But anybody else, that if you're operating within a specific frequency, you would definitely need to have your licenses in order to be able to transmit on those designated frequencies. So obviously, depending on where you're from in the world, you just need to follow your local rules and make sure you have the proper licenses to operate on those frequencies.
Alrighty. This question is actually pretty cool because this is something different that we're looking to do. That I don't think is really. I mean, it's probably been done before, but it's not in this sort of order. And it's how is programming done? Is it different for analog and DMR?
Okay.
So I guess we'll let them know about.
Yeah, so the frequency, the operating or the program, the radios, the way they're used to be programmed now, you need to be tethered to it via USB cable or something like that. Our goal, again, being able to use a lot of the features and a lot of the things that we can with with the next pack system, that we'll be able to introduce more unique programming. So we'll be able to actually program straight from the phone itself, sending the frequency information to the DXB module. But we're also working on a cloud-based system as well. So you'll be able to program multiple radios all from the cloud and be able to send that frequencies out to those radios that you have in your fleet. So for like a fleet management company or a trucking company or something like that have multiple units, you'll be able to program them all at once. So and it'll help a lot of programmers save on cost, not only on that, but also the headache of having to keep track of so many different radios and frequencies.
Right. I agree. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's just do this one. What is the scanning capabilities on the DXBM?
Okay, so she has 2 different modes as currently. She's able to scan standard scanning, priority scanning. As far as channel capabilities, so it's going to be over 1,200 at this point. We're testing with 1,200, but again, we won't really have a full number until we're ready to release. But at this point, we're safe to say around 1,200 channels with standard scanning and priority scanning.
Cool. And this is actually an interesting question because we've been going back and forth with the whole antenna thing. Remember?
Yes.
Fixed, not fixed, removable, rotatable, all this stuff. So,
and if you haven't done so, we do have that question posted up on NextPack's forum. If you haven't gotten a chance, please visit their site. There's a lot of great information on their site, not only about the module, but everything else that they're working on. But the forum also not only gives you information on our questions, but also gives you a highlight of a lot of the other developers on there, so you can kind of see what's going on in the community. But we do have this question on the forum as well.
We do. We have a poll going, and I have to check, but I know so far it's going with removable. That's what everybody wants. But this is the question is, can you connect an external antenna to the DXBM? Which connector is on the module? Is it an SMA connector?
Yeah.
So
It's an SMA connector. So right now it will be removable. So you will be able to add different types of antennas onto it as well.
yeah, it's 50 ohms. That means typical to what an two-way radio could be. So you can sort of slap on any antenna you'd like, which actually be funny because I think the antennas will probably be bigger than the module,
I think so.
even the smallest one. So all right, so we have another question was, I believe this question was from Michael when we were speaking to Michael. Do you have developer APIs?
So currently, right now, the goal will have we'll have some kind of APIs and backends into the module itself, so you can create different software of your own to be able to tap into it. But that's something definitely down the road.
Yeah. Okay. Talked about dealers already. Okay, this is funny. So somebody wrote, so ... I heard I can create my own cellular service and become my own tower. How do I do that? So we sort of already explained that.
Absolutely, and we learned something new, as Alex mentioned. We do have they have developers who are working on a SAT type of radio, SAT type of module as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, technically you could. I mean, you can really using the off the grid system combined with like a SAT system, you really can create your own little system and your own little infrastructure as well. So you do have that capability, and again, it's one of the most amazing thing, one of the coolest things about the NextPack system is that you can combine so many different things, so many different modules from all these great developers, and kind of make and Frankenstein your own device that you really can make it the ultimate off the grid system. So absolutely.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. That's great. That new information that Alex gave us, that's actually got us excited too, because it really is, again, our mission statement is the interoperability. So it makes it even just more possible, that much more possible. We have somebody here. They wrote, I'm interested in developing a RF module. Can you guys help me? So I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, one of the things that we harp on is supporting the modular community for sure. You got to keep in mind that NextPack has made it possible for us, but not only NextPack, as well as other module developers has made it possible for what we're doing. And let me use that as an example. For instance, we've removed a lot of the components that are usually on a two-way radio, but we didn't remove them. We just basically relocated them, for lack of a better word. For instance, we don't have a speaker on our module, so we want to be able to open up the possibilities of a speaker to be created from other developers. So you guys can battle it out as to how loud you want your loudspeaker to be. You can have one be more, one be less, whatever you like. But we want to open that up to developers. And so yeah, I mean, we have a lot of experience in sort of designing RF units and things like that, but also as well as NextPack's case. NextPack offers a development kit, and so between us and NextPack, we would love to help out and grow this developing community. I mean, this is what it's all about, So without each person playing its part as a module developer, I mean, we can't grow as a community. So absolutely, definitely. Okay, so we have a question here. We get this question a lot too. Is it DXBm going to support public safety?
Yeah, actually, the DXB, the original DXB was actually built around public safety. I have over 17 years experience in the public safety environment. So I'm coming when we got to developing the DXBm, the backbone was based on public safety because of my experience and what I've gone through and seen as far as lack of tools and lack of features on some of these radios. So it's definitely built for public safety, and it was built originally for that reason, but it has been scaled, and it's really opened our eyes to be able to expand on that and be able to give a lot of the features to businesses, and now off the grid communication system as well. But yeah, short answer, yeah, it would definitely be able to support the public safety, and hopefully later on in the future we'll be able to even build it even better and give it a couple different tweaks to meet the new demands. But yep, absolutely.
Yep. Alrighty.
I see a question here already.
Oh, you want to see? Let me see the question.
Yes, I know they're kind of piling up there.
Oh yeah, all right. Let's just take it in here. Can you scroll down?
We can start at the top. I know we haven't answered any of those questions yet.
They started at the bottom first.
Okay,
we got that one. Oh, it's Mike. How you doing, Mike? So what was Mike's question? You want to read off?
It would be great if your mesh system was compatible with working being done by. This is a mesh network built using Libra. So absolutely. I
Of
mean,
course,
right now, again, it's fairly new when we came to our off the grid system that we're working on. And the reason that we're able to work on that again is because of how NextPack system is built. That we really we're able to focus on the DXBm without really worrying about placements of speakers, antennas, and so forth, and just overall building of a smartphone case, which is not what we're specialized in. So being able to partner with NextPack where they can they do what they do best, which is making the module system work for so many different smartphones. We're able to concentrate on this aspect of it. So it will allow us to kind of build on top of it and be able to either have it interoperate with a lot of open source or other communities out there now that use kind of off the grid kind of communication or anything like that. So absolutely nothing. I wouldn't say nothing's impossible. We do obviously have limitations, but we're definitely open to being able to see where else we can merge it and how we can make it work with other existing technology and stuff out there. For sure.
cool. Well, let's go scroll down for me real quick. Let's look to we got James Folletti. His question is: I know that the product is meant to create completely off the grid system, but how can this technology be used in a school setting, especially in an emergency setting? Also, is this technology cost effective for school districts, both public and private?
Absolutely, cost efficient. Absolutely. I'll let Alex. He can answer a little bit more questions about the overall cost of the next pack system. But absolutely, I mean, if you compare some of the existing technology or existing systems out there now for school safety and stuff like that, you're talking anywhere between $400-$500 just for one radio. And in a school that has 23, 30, 50, or even 100 teachers and so forth, that can be very expensive, very, very expensive. And when you count to how many teachers have smartphones of their own or how inexpensive smartphones are nowadays, if you combine that with a great product like NextPack's module system, combine that with our off the grid system, I mean, you're talking not even half the price of what you would pay. I mean, you'd probably be able to purchase 2 or 3 of the NextPack system with a DXBN against what you're paying for one big name vendor for two-way radio for sure. And the way it'll be able to work for a school environment is that using the off the grid system is, again, you're within the building, so your coverage is a lot bigger. So it's almost like having your own little Wi-Fi network, but just with your phones. So even if you do have a natural disaster happen, the school has no power, that you still be able to use these phones and be able to talk to each other as a peer-to-peer and not rely on any kind of infrastructure that your school has. So be very, very effective and very cost efficient for schools of any size.
Yeah. So, Alex, I don't know if you want to maybe elaborate more on the cost of NextPack for the users.
So the thing about NextPack is that we are utilizing already the most expensive part, which you have already in your pocket, which is your phone. So you have already good CPU, you have good display, you have already battery, you have communication, you have many, many things, memory. So everything what you need, you have already in your pocket. What you're actually adding basically is just one simple function, because everything else is just getting outsourced to the phone. So as you know, you can buy in the moment a NextPack gateway pack or a case for less than $100 US. So it means depending how early you're buying it. And then of course, every additional module you're plugging in can be anything between, let's say, 5, 10, or even several $100 US. It depends a lot on the function itself. But as I said, as the function of the module is basically just what you need, it's very, very low budget compared with all the other standalone devices which are out there on the market. So you are basically able to extend your phone, let's say with 100, 150 or $200 US with pretty much everything you would like to have.
Right. So, I mean, it's just so like that's exactly what Alex just said. That's amazing. I mean, if you think about it, one device for a school can cost, again, $450, $400 to $500. So with the price of $100, with the modules costing a few dollars as well, let's say at the most $200, just like Alex explained, you can get 2 for the price of 1. And it's something that will never be obsolete. You upgrade and you add stuff to it as you need. So
yeah, and that's really the biggest thing. I definitely want to add that in there because when we were developing the DXB, the first one, We found it was gonna be very expensive. And it's funny because you would have paid that was just at cost for us, and if you would have purchased it, it obviously would have more. And it's amazing because you would have paid that much money for a radio, and it's not interchangeable. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that kind of that was unsettled with us, and that's the reason sort of we've been trying to find different solutions, and this is definitely the solution that we think is the best because again, to purchase these radios, with the amount of features that you have on there now, I mean, they're ranging 3 to 4. I mean, there are some that are lower, but that they don't have the amount of features that we do, and yeah, that's definitely the big advantage to as far as cost effectiveness in general, definitely as a whole.
And not being obsolete in a couple of
Yeah,
years.
not being obsolete. You can actually change out the radio if there's a new digital protocol coming out. I'm sure we'll be on top of it and making it for that too. So okay, so we'll go into
a lot of questions about schools. That's great.
Yeah,
That's actually
no, it's good. Well, especially because everything that's been going on recently. I know this is definitely a good main concern. We have one from Laura. Said, I think this would be a very effective way to communicate with malls, schools, college campuses, emergency management during an emergency. Can you describe exactly how this will work during an emergency situation? So we could use I guess we could use certain current events. I wouldn't like to use current events, but sort of for those type of emergency situations.
Yeah, it allows everyone to be able to communicate. I mean, with unfortunately with some of the events that this just happened in the last few days, I know watching the news, a lot of the questions or a lot of the concerns a lot of the families had was, is my loved one okay? Are they alive are they hurt and whatnot? Having this type of a system, being off the grid, will allow families to be able to communicate with each other and talk to each other immediately. Again, using an example like this past week, unfortunately, something happened, and in watching the news, you see that a lot of people were saying that their cell phone was jammed. That the towers were so overwhelmed that they couldn't call their families. So it's using the DXBm along with the Next Pack will give you that. You'll be able to use this off the grid communication and just be able to send a quick, I'm okay, or just ping them real fast and say I'm okay. Once I get service or once I get closer, I'll give you a call. You're able to give that family members just that heads up that everything's okay. And that's the whole premise of why we designed the system, just because of our personal experience in our area, unfortunately. But it seems to be happening more and more. And the more people out there use technology, obviously, the heavier the infrastructure is being hit. So, we had to find a solution for that. I don't think just, sitting at home waiting for that loved one to call you is just, can't be it. It has to be more. So we definitely, that's what our goal is, hopefully, is to be able to add that kind of a system where you're able to communicate with your family members in case of a situation like that, even if there is no cell phone service or the system is being so overloaded that you're getting that busy signal, that you're able to send us a quick ping and let them know that you're okay.
Right. And another thing too is that you also keep in mind that um cell phones jam up, towers jam up, cell phones don't jam up. It's usually the towers. Some of the towers are capable of holding. We also have to keep in mind that these things are not out of reach from people that shouldn't be around them, if you know what I mean. So if towers can be brought down, and that's exactly what happened to us during 9/11. One of the biggest towers we had here was on top of the tower, on top of the Twin Tower, and I know when all that happened, we didn't have communications. A lot of the cell phone networks had to sort of come out and create temporary towers and things like that. So in a way, we don't know it, but we're sort of relying on technologies, the telecos towers and things like that. So I think it's time to sort of find a way to give that type of power back independently to the individual, the user. So yeah, so that's how that would work. So what else we got?
So the C1. So the C1, I know we haven't really got to talk about the C1 a lot, but the C1 is our mobile data radio. She is sitting right here. This system here is a data-driven two-way radio that doesn't use any kind of repeaters, or it's not really based on VHF or UHF. It's just a radio that just uses mobile data, so it uses any kind of major GSM network, so it can use any of the local ones here in the U.S. like T-Mobile, AT&T, and so forth, and a lot of the overseas ones as well. So what the unit does, it allows you to communicate across the world. Doesn't matter really where you are, just using the system itself. So that's one other project that we're working on. The C1's more meant towards businesses that use two-way radios for like truckers and logistics and those types of areas. But it's one of the systems that we're working on. So yep,
yeah,
that's exactly what she is.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Let's see what else we got. Okay,
I think we got all of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This one with the backpack. Turn the backpack and stuff. Oh, okay, yeah, that was cool. So it says this user says Nextpack doesn't provide a case for my phone, so I will be purchasing a backpack. However, is it possible to turn my backpack into a cell phone and totally avoid having to ever have a cell phone, which is kind of redundant? Yeah. I mean,
and probably I can answer the question quite simple. So if you purchase this device, what you're getting is on the one side half batteries, and you get a lot of power, which let's say 100% or even 200% of what you have in the phone. And the second thing is actually you get a very strong embedded Linux system, which is running an entire operating system with all the drivers you need. So basically now you can choose on the front side to plug anything what you would like to. And let's say in the moment, the initial use case would be for your phone, but actually you can't run this thing entirely standalone. So if you plug in a GSM module, a walkie-talkie module, if you plug in a display, if you plug in one or two other things, actually you have a fully phone inside your hand.
Yeah, so there you go. You don't need to you can get rid of your cell phone. Just get rid of it right now.
Exactly. So it means also if you use it as home automation dashboard on the wall, and this is fit together with a display, some kind of communication, which could be Wi-Fi, which could be walkie-talkie, which could be anything else. It can be entirely standalone device. Plus, of course, you will also add other form factors where you can again plug in the same type of modules and to make it either even more into direction standalone phone or more into direction industrial node, more direction home automation, car dashboard or anything else. Okay, but so basically it can be at some point with the right modules entirely standalone smartphone or other device.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's great too because if you really think about it, it's probably better than my cell phone because it's gonna have satellite. So, I mean, I would love to have satellite on my phone, but I can't do that. So, I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think that's what most of it was. Well, we have. This is the module. This right here. One more question. This is much needed module in the world of security officers. Will you be providing module with encryption and other professional usage features?
Yes, actually, the our VHF UHF modules, including and also our sub gigahertz systems, do have encryption. Yeah, so they will have AES 128. So it will have that right off the bat on the system for encryption, and with future encryptions as well, modules to provide an additional.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean that's the bulk of them. I think we answered a lot of them. Alex answered a lot of them too. Yeah. I think we're good. This was great. It's good because we want to start doing a lot of these more often, as well as Alex, when you're available more, because I know we're gonna have a lot of questions as we start coming closer to launch, and a lot of people are just really interested and really anxious to get their hands on this. So we're gonna keep them updated of our progress, and do check out the Nextpack forum for sure, because that has a lot of information in there. We post there a lot. I posted the one before. I actually want to post another one up regarding the more in specific as to the use cases for our module, and we're also going to be sort of promoting a lot of the module developers that are coming out, as well as I'm sure Alex is going to be presenting a lot of modules that we haven't even heard of yet, and so definitely check that out. And so keep an eye on that, and follow Nextpack as well on Twitter. Follow them on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Keep us connected. We have a lot of stuff. The Nextpack's touring. You guys, Alex, when I hear you guys are touring the entire world, I see all these these great shots of you everywhere. I don't even know. You're like, where's Waldo right now? I don't even know where you are sometimes. So
we are working on that.
You'll get a free Nextpack case.
No.
Because no. I'm just kidding, Alex.
But you guys would be out in California.
You will get somebody samples. Don't worry about that. So especially everyone who's developing right now, of course, needs good test devices to make sure that everything's working correct, and of course also to give us feedback. So this is also why it's important for everyone who's listening, right? Of course, to follow Nextpack, but also Fantom Dynamics, because in the moment certain things are still under development, still in progress. So you can actually influence in which direction it is going. Okay. So connect us, follow us, and as I said, any idea, any suggestion you have, just post it to us.
Yeah, definitely. Feedback's big. We're the Nextpack. Alex just said it now. We're big on feedback. So please, like, just go to our site. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Tell us you don't like us, and because I'm gonna ask you why. I want to know why. So the better feedback, you know, that's how we create better products for the customer. So again, please just tell us features. Like for instance, we never got a question regarding the citizens bans,
Yep.
you know, and that's something we're gonna look into now. So stuff like that, it really does help us get there, because there's just so much to go on and so much to do, and especially with development, you kind of it's hard not to lose yourself in it. So feedback again is big. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you have anything else. And
Alex, where else are you guys going to be? I know you guys are going to be out in San Francisco next week, I think. And do you want to just let
Yeah, San Francisco soon. So we have a bunch of events scheduled. We are targeted also to announce the next hackathon very soon. So we also will involve new developers inside. But as I said, in parallel, of course, the post updates soon, either on newsletter, on blog, or social media. So if not yet done, follow us so that you can get the newest news and newest schedule about us. Okay.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, and definitely check them out. Check out where Alex is going. Again, like I said, he's like, "Where's Waldo?" So if you can find him, you know, be great. And shake his hand.
Right.
But
and of course, what is very important is that we all build a product for you. So this means you have to tell us what you like, what you don't like, because then you can influence the direction of the product in the next product.
Absolutely, and that's definitely the biggest advantage when you work with a lot of companies that are I would like to call us, you know, Nextpack and Fantom Dynamics, at least us. We're definitely customer centric. We're definitely like the fact of getting feedback from people, and you know, we pivot. You know, we pivot accordingly, and that's just what we do. That's how we build great products. So yeah, so again, we're good. I think we're good here.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you, Alex, for joining on, and I appreciate. We had Michael was on the feed here. We spoke to him last week. He was great. I provided a lot of information specifically for DMR. So Michael, very good about that. So and yeah, and that's it. I mean, thanks again, Alex, for coming on. I know you're a busy guy, and so
great, very good, guys. Thanks a lot for the great Q&A session, for many interesting questions, and also for the opportunity to participate in that. Yeah, I have actually to run into the next meeting, so I will disconnect at this point. But as I said, thanks a lot, and I'm looking forward to the next Q&A session, or yeah, meeting with Fantom. Okay, guys, great job, and see you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
You too.
All right, guys. Have a nice.
All right, guys.
Good night.
I appreciate everyone that came on and to view us, and please, we did answer a lot of your questions. I know regarding the C1 specifically, we're starting to get a lot of requests for that. I guess
keep out, look out on our website and on Facebook. We will be setting up information about the dealer network. So we will be opening up the dealer network in the next few weeks. So if you are interested in becoming a dealer, go ahead and sign up, and you'll be able to be one of the first dealers in the general area. Right now, we're opening up for North America, so United States and Canada, and followed by other countries shortly after. So if you're in the United States or in Canada, definitely sign up for it, and so you see what we can do.
Yeah,
definitely interesting.
And again, if you have any questions, just you can hit us up on Facebook. You can hit us up on Twitter. I don't think we have an Instagram account. We should probably get one, I'm sure, but we do. We have one. So I didn't know we had one, but now we have
don't
one.
take care of that aspect.
Yeah, we don't. But... I mean, I don't even know what I've been doing for the past couple of days. It's just been developing and very tired. But we really want to kind of hear you guys tell us about us. But I know we're getting a lot of questions with the C1. Just keep telling us. We're gonna have our social media people get to us, and they talk directly to us. So don't think that you're talking to someone who sort of just doesn't communicate with us. We're a startup company. So everything, we kind of oversee everything. So it's everything reaches us, basically, for lack of a better word. So yeah, so just hit us up on Facebook. Let us know what you guys think, what you guys want, what you guys want to see, what you guys want to see in the future, anything, and then we'll definitely get back to you with you.
And if your developer is looking into integrating your unique product or software into our infrastructure, hit us up. We're definitely open to talking to a lot of interesting developers who might be able to enhance the DXBm further or help you in your project. So we're definitely open for a lot of that.
Yeah, we're definitely open, and it's 110% we're open. So
but the next couple of weeks we'll probably be posting up a lot of videos and some test units and stuff like that. Again, we'll be opening up the dealer network very soon. Opening up the beta tester network as well. Probably after the new year, after the January, opening up the beta. So if you're interested in becoming a beta tester, again, follow us on or keep an eye on us on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. We'll definitely be sending out some more information regarding that. And that's pretty much it.
I'm good there. Yeah.
So thanks everyone.
I appreciate everyone for coming on.
Sorry we're a few minutes late, just little technical difficulties there.
You know how it is. You know how it is. Technical difficulties all the time.
So, but thank you very much. Hope everyone has a good morning, a good afternoon, depending where you are, or a good night if you're from the East Coast. Thank you again, and
everyone stay safe.
Stay safe. Absolutely.